My name's Kenley OTA, and I'm one of the founders of United We Can. It's a recycling center in the downtown east side, and I worked there for many years as the manager. Well, the first thing I think about when I think about Marnie is her smile, and she had just a sparkling smile that lit up the world, and she was just, she oftentimes would beam, and I can remember that image of her sticks in my mind. And the other thing I think about when I think about Marnie is her she had a kind of a strength, like a kind of a spunky determination. She was a short woman, but she had this energy about her that was strong and determined and independent. And I guess that independence might have been a defense, you know. It was like, in thinking about it, it probably was a defense against the challenges that she was probably up against in the world.
So my name is Janice Abbott, and I came to know Marnie probably 10 or 12 or maybe even 15 years ago. I just met her in the community. I don't know exactly how. I remember her laugh. I miss her laugh. She had a boisterous, big laugh that was infectious and filled the room, and she laughed often. I would tell her that I miss our conversations and our breakfasts. We would meet for breakfast once every month or 6 weeks or so at Deacon's Corner. She'd drink coffee and eat mounds of bacon. You sort of expect to go through life and see someone. You see them all the time, and you just think you're going to continue to see them. So I'm going to run into her on a Saturday afternoon in the atrium at Woodward's, or she's going to stop by the office, or she's going to phone Michelle and ask, you know, let's set up a breakfast. Or and then, you know, I was walking home yesterday, walking down Main Street, and you just all of a sudden out of nowhere, I don't even know what made me think of it. Maybe I was walking by Deacon's Corner. You just think, like, that's not going to happen again. And I'm sorry for that. And I hadn't seen her for a couple of weeks before she died, and I'd like to tell her I'm sorry that we didn't see each other. That had been a couple of weeks. I miss her.
You know, when a person is caught up in addiction, there is an overwhelming, seemingly impossible hurdle there to stop. And, you know, if you're not caught in it, it's hard to understand how another person can be there. But if we can get the idea that a person in their own strength is not able to stop, then maybe we can look at that a little differently and more compassionately. Rather than making it a moral judgment, it's just sort of, there's another fact of how this thing works in people's psyches. Right?
There is no single answer to stopping the carnage or ending the carnage or the loss of life. But the first thing, the most important thing to do is to legalize heroin. When people know that the drugs that they are getting are safe, when they know they don't have to worry about their lives, when they're not anxious about when they're going to get high again. We just need to have a kinder, more respectful way of supporting folks who are using. When I think about Marnie, who was estranged from her biological family, that she did have a family. She had people who cared about her, people who loved her, people she loved. And each loss is significant. People are missed. They're missed by somebody. They're missed by their biological families, their mums, their dads, their sisters, their aunties. But they're also missed in the community and by the community, that these are valuable lives and their lives matter. And I think too often they're thought of as throwaway people, and they're not. And yeah, I think it's important people remember that these are loved individuals who loved others, and their loss is huge.